Is it visible in YouTube? Hello, admins.
Hello, Father.
Is it visible in YouTube?
One second.
Alan, you
Yeah,
did not
it's,
remind the chief admin to post
Yes.
in the platform, right?
it's visible, Father.
Batch in charges should inform the chief admin if they don't remember to post the link in the groups and platform.
Father.
Otherwise, how the participants will join.
Okay, Father, I will do. Father.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Please post wherever you're from and your registration number if you are a registered member. And your concerns you can post. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are from. We are waiting 1 or 2 minutes for others to join in. Those who are at Zoom can interact with those at the YouTube live. We can even discuss something, no problem. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Just type in your concerns. At YouTube,
Good morning, Father.
type in where are you from. We'll be starting soon with 2-3 minutes. Yeah. Good evening, good morning. Yes, good morning, good afternoon from Kuwait. Yes. Tomorrow, Selvin, good morning. Yes. Everyone from UK, good evening. Oh, yeah, mentioned. Yeah. Saudi Arabia, good evening. Yeah, you can greet good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from. Don't worry about timings. So, yeah, hope we can begin. So once again, welcome to EduSkills OET MEDC. Our mission is to make you fall in love with OET. If you are watching this on YouTube, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like our work and share to your contacts so that we reach out to maximum number of OET aspirants, especially those who are financially struggling to crack OET. All the services at EduSkills, all the training programs are absolutely free. No payments, no fees. Today we are going to deal with OET reading. And we are in the second week for especially the batches, for batches who are running in the new year 2025. And let me share my screen, and you'll have to type in the YouTube comment space if you can see my screen. Please type in if you can see screen is clear. Okay, thank you. Yes, Father. Yes. Send me some smiles, some emojis, so that you will at least smile there. Yeah. That's cool. It's going to be very interesting today. OET reading skills, reading part B. And first of all, as I said, you will be completing your part A within 10 minutes, maximum 12 minutes. Then you have 2-3 minutes. Breathe in and breathe out, because first a part A, OET reading part A, it's a fast reading and your brain will be moving fast. Now you have to slow down. There's a skill that you need to develop. Your brain has to slow down. In part A, for text, you'll be just reading fast. It's a fast reading exercise. But then part B, you have to read in depth. So slow down, cool down, calm down, breathe in, breathe out, and be cool. That's very, very important, which you have to practice even when you do your mock tests. And reading part B, I'm not going into details of introduction and beginner's batch. We will have all those details here. We are glancing at reading part B, 6 text, multiple choice questions, 3 option multiple choice questions, and you have to complete it within 10, maximum 12 minutes, which means 2 minutes per question. But we suggest always within 10 minutes you have to complete, because you need to give a lot more time for part C. Focus on strategies, signposts, and clues. Strategies means what you call tips, and the signposts and clues. Now, OET, the real key is practice, 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 then practice some more. Okay? That's the real key to success, OET success. Then the actual architecture of the exam is strategies. Okay? Commonly, social media calls it tips, but the real thing is strategies. And we'll be looking into those things today. And strategies, we have to search for clues. Normally, the clues are heading, subheading, topic sentence, controlling idea, Ignore the subject complements, modal verb or modal verbs. Eliminate the absolute structure of the paragraph. Look for synonyms, look for synonymous language, look for paraphrasing, and focus on scale expressions. If there are beginners, don't be confused, don't be worried. We'll be going step by step. We'll not be teaching all the clues or tips today. We'll be digging deep. And today, my main target will be to teach you patience, more patience. Okay? Yes. So coming to this one, we'll be almost like glancing at these things today. Heading, topic sentence, controlling idea. Ignore the subject complements, modal verbs, eliminate the absolute structure of the paragraph. Okay? And focus on the question types. There are different types of questions. You'll have to understand what type of question is this. Then it will be very easy to allocate the answer. Question types are something like gist-based question. Second one, contrast-based question or contrast word-based question. Cause and effect language-based question. Topic sentence-based question. Negative expression-based question. Opinion-based question. Detail-based question. Inference question, exception question, those are the things. It's not very, very important that you remember all these things. This is not at all essential. We will go step by step. That becomes a part of your nature. You will understand as soon as you see the text. If I'm going fast, you can let me know, okay? Yes. Now, the thing is this. When you have gist-based questions, gist-based questions, you will be focusing on the topic sentence. That's why I said if you know the type of question, you know where to focus. For gist-based questions, normally, most of the time, you will get the answer from the first sentence, which is the topic sentence normally. You have seen the paragraph structure. If you are new, let me know. You have to post your concerns, then only I'll be able to give you meaningful sessions. Thank you, Father, for extra tips for good learning. Okay, there are really bonus for us. Yeah. And exception-based questions focus the portion after the contrast word. And there is an exception-based question. There will be a contrast word, however, and you have to focus or read only what is given after the contrast word. Comparison-based questions focus on advantages and disadvantages or merits and demerits, something of that sort. Keyword-based questions are also known as about questions. Focus on the keyword or the phrase. And purpose-based questions focus on the topic sentence. That's also the gist. Sometimes you'll have to read the whole thing. I'll let you know. Inference-based questions focus on the conclusion, which means only the last portion, 1 or 2 sentences. You need not read anything. That will go in detail later about inference. Now, there was a concern. All my classes will be based on the concerns, and most of the materials are sent by OET aspirants, saying that this is challenging or could you explain this? Because almost all the authentic materials we have completed, taken more than 500 sessions. There is one instrument which is muted at Zoom classroom. That means please, they are not attending. Yeah. So the concern was there how to identify hedging words in the question statement. Hedging words means keywords, main words. Okay. For example, concept, there are 2 types of keywords, hedging words in the question statement. One is concept-based keywords, other one is the differentiating keywords. Always 2 types need not be there. Sometimes only one word will be there in the options, answer options. So you may not have both, but at least you will have one. So you should be able to identify the keyword or the hedging word or words. Now just let's check here. Now we are going to analyze the hedging word. Now this is subject behavior of nurses is the heading. Okay. This is just, I have improvised a question to teach you how to identify the hedging words. What does this manual tell us about Shilpa's behavior? Shilpa is a health professional, a nurse, or somebody, anyone it is. Okay. She can be a teacher or someone. One Shilpa. Now the options are nurses should be a model to others. 2, Shilpa is very kind and helpful to all the patients. Doctors should be available to the patients all the time. What is the differentiating hedging word? Any idea? You can type in the YouTube comment space. Those at YouTube can shout at me, shout at the answer.
About Shilpa's behavior.
Okay, about Shilpa's behavior is the hedging word concept in the question stem. We call this portion, the first line, as the question stem, STEM. Okay, when I explain, I'll be referring to it. That means question stem. And now in the options, what are the differentiating words?
Answer option A, nurses, B, Shilpa, C, doctors.
Okay. This speaks about nurses. This speaks about Shilpa. Admins, please remove that one particular person. And write down their names. Okay, don't admit them because they are not attending the session. Done?
B, father. Answer option B, Shilpa's.
So the question is asking about Shilpa's behavior. First one speaks about nurses, second one speaks about Shilpa, third one speaks about doctors. So from here, how can you conclude what is the answer?
B, father.
The question is, the question is not asking about nurses. It is not asking about doctors' behavior. It's speaking about Shilpa's behavior. Is that clear?
Yes, father.
Yeah. So this is the way. This is the way. Neither nurses nor doctors. And now let's take another one. This is not improvised. The fourth one, below one. Okay, this is improvised. This is from some material, I don't know which is the material, sorry. Somebody has sent it to me. What does this manual tell us about spacer devices? Here it was about Shilpa's behavior. This is authentic material from the exam material. So the hedging word is about spacer devices. And first option, patients should try out a number of devices with their inhaler. Second option, they enable a patient to receive more of the prescribed medicine. C, children should be given spacers which are smaller than those for adults. Now, what are the differentiating hedging words in the answer options?
Patients, they, and children.
Yeah. Patients, they,
Children.
and children. Can you guess which will be the answer?
B, father.
B, father. B.
B,
father.
Because it's speaking about spacer devices, so subject should be spacer device. Children and patients can never be spacer device, so B must be the answer. Now I'm just giving you a clue. If you understand the hedging words, a good deal of answers can be understood. Okay? Right. And let me get back here. See. Tell us about spacer. Now, we'll get back to one. Yeah, spacer devices. I'm not going to work out this, just to tell you. See now here, what is the answer? Spacer devices. The topic center speaks about spacer devices. And its patience is mentioned here. But then, in addition, transition signal or introductory phrase, transition signal, sequential expression in addition. Secondly, thirdly, there's a clue. Later I'll explain, but then there's a clue. The device allows more time for evaporation of the propellant so that a larger proportion of the particles can be inhaled and deposited in the lungs. Larger proportion of the particles, more of the prescribed medicine. That's called paraphrasing. More of the prescribed medicine here, larger proportion of the particles. Don't worry, I'm not teaching you the text now. I'm just trying to help you out with the hedging words in the question statement. Okay, see the topic sentence. Spacer devices remove the need for coordination between actuation of a pressurized meter close inhaler and inhalation. Don't worry about the text. We don't focus on that. Now we'll just deal with the couple of questions. Then we will also see how to identify the hedging words in the questions based on this idea. Okay. First, modal verbs. One of the clues that I highlighted is modal verbs. How modal verbs can help you to understand or locate the answers very easily. Okay. Look for modal verbs. See, these are the modal verbs. Can, and the past form is could. The function is ability, possibility, permission, may. It's very important. When they speak about opinion, they might use may. Might is the past tense form. Possible, that's the possibility. May means possibility, might be. It may rain today, possibility. Okay, should. Should is advice, recommendation, or suggestion. Should is for advice or recommendation or suggest. Must speaks about necessity, obligation, or requirement. For example, a minimum of B grade in OET exam, OET test is required to move to another English-speaking country. Required means must. I'll give you the synonyms. Don't worry about. I will just get an idea here. Could you just read and find out how many modal verbs are there? Just, I'll give you 1 minute. Just scan through. Don't read the full details. Just scan through and find out how many modal verbs are in the text. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah. You can shout out, or you can say in which line. Modal verb or synonym. Are you there at YouTube? Send me some smileys.
Receiving word team should.
Pardon?
First line, receiving word team should take.
In the question statement?
Must.
In the question stem,
Must.
must. In the answer options, fast. Any synonym of must?
Ensure.
Obligation.
Ensure.
Yeah,
That should
ensure.
Ensure, yeah.
Ensure is must. So what the clue is, once you are competent in this field, now you need not read anything. You need not read the text at all. Only to confirm, you can visit again after completing the exams and you can come back. But don't believe in me. Don't believe me at all. You have to confirm yourself after practicing and every time understanding. Oh, first you will select the answer. Now you have selected this. First one says obtain all necessary consent from any interested parties. Second one says ensure, make sure, must, requirement that the patient's personal care plan is also transferred. Third option says, C option says make arrangements for ongoing cooperation once the transfer is complete. Now, do you find any synonym or must anywhere in the text? Tell me which line. Transfer of patients.
Should, Father.
Should you have? Where is it line?
First
me the
line.
line.
First line and
last
second line.
First line should share
Last line.
responsibility.
And also there
Last
should
line.
be there. Last.
What
Should be.
team
The
should
information
take-
should be.
They should jointly ensure that.
Yeah, should here. Yes.
And after
This
that
is
the
should.
information
This
should
is
be.
should, not must. Okay, should here.
Information should.
Sorry.
Information should. The information should.
Information should.
The information
Second
should.
last line.
Again, it is should.
And carer
Then
should.
Carers should be involved.
Where is it? Carer should.
Father, in topic sentence also should they explain the critical care area transferring team.
Team should. Now, our
Again,
business
but
is to
the
find out
should
what.
join.
Must or ensure, synonym of must or ensure somewhere.
Okay, Father.
Do you have
But then
must
second
or
sentence, they
ensure?
should jointly ensure that.
Yeah, they should
Ensure
jointly
that.
ensure that.
Ensure that.
See, we have already identified B as the answer, okay? But you did not believe me, and I don't want you to believe me, okay? Now we are confirming it. We are confirming it. Is it the answer? Now the question says, according to the guidance notes, all staff involved in transferring patients from critical to general care must. All staff, they. All staff? Means all staff should jointly ensure there is continuity of care through a formal structured handover from critical care area staff to ward staff, supported by a written plan. Okay? Written plan. Do you have any synonym in the second option?
Care plan.
Care plan.
Yeah,
Care
personal
plan.
care plan. Yeah, written plan.
Agreed plan. Agreed plan.
Agreed. There is agreed plan.
Next, the receiving ward and the
Self
support.
with support
Second
from the
bullet.
critical care, if required, can deliver the agreed plan.
Agreed plan.
Okay. So whatever. Now here, when patients are transferred, another clue. What tense is it?
Past
When
tense.
patients are
Past
transferred means already transfer is over.
Past.
But the question stem speaks about all staff now involved in transferring. It's on the process.
Present
It's on the
continue.
it's on the process. It's happening now. Involved in transferring patients from critical to general care must. Okay, present continuous tense. Question stem is in present continuous tense. So as soon as they start this, when the patients are transferred, they are going to explain about what happens after transferring. So immediately what you can do is just eliminate this. Don't read it at all, because we are not concerned about what happens after the transfer of the patient. We are concerned in the process of transfer, what must be done. Do you understand?
Yes, Father.
So
Yes,
here
Father.
transferring team and the receiving ward team should take shared responsibility for the care of the patient being transferred. They should jointly ensure that the patient's personal care plan is also transferred. There is continuity of care through a formal structured handover from critical care area staff to ward staff, means they supported by a written plan. Supported by a written plan, which means care plan. So synonymous expressions. That's what I said. If you identify the modal verb, you have must here, and you don't have any must. Obtain all necessary consent from any interested parties. There is no must or synonym. But as a third one, make arrangements for ongoing cooperation once the transfer is complete. Once the transfer is complete. But the question stem is not about after the transfer, but during the transfer, what you should do. When you are asked to do something during the transfer, can you think of what is to be done after the transfer? After the transfer, you have nothing to do. The next ward will take care of it, right?
Yes, Father.
So if you understand, so you have to engage and spend a lot of time in the question statement and the answer options. Dig it out, understand. So as soon as it says something cooperation once the transfer is complete, that is about another tense. So you need not worry at all. That can be eliminated immediately, because question stem speaks about the process, transferring process. Okay, we're not go into those details. Now, we said must ensure is their synonym. So that must be the answer we selected. And you are sure that is the answer, right? So clean. Are you sure?
Yes, Father.
Yes.
Yes, Father.
Yes.
Yes, Father.
Yes. Now coming to must. What are the synonyms of must? They may use must in the question statement or answer option. They will use another synonym. Synonym means give a word that gives the same meaning in the text. Okay. Must synonyms. Ensure, we have already seen. Ensure means must. You should ensure means it's must. Ought to. You ought to do it. Means must do it. You have to do it. You have to practice for 3 months. You must. Okay. It's required. It's requirement. Requirements means must. Require to. Necessary to. is necessary to obtain at least a B grade in OET. Obliged to, you are obliged, obligation, must. Essential, it is essential means again must. Mandatory, obligatory. So they can use any of these words in the question statement, in the answer option, and in the text. Precondition, again must. Prerequisite, again must. Imperative means must. Got to, you got to do it means you must do it. Obligation, it's obligatory. Mandatory, got to, same thing, it's repeated once. Yeah. So all these are synonyms of the modal verb must. Now let's come here. Okay. Find out from the question stem and the answer options. Do you have a modal verb or a synonym? You can shout out at Zoom and you can type in the comment space at YouTube.
Requires.
Requires.
Yeah, requires. Requires is the synonym of must. So something must, mandatory. About whom? Who has to require?
Students.
Students.
Students, yeah. That's also very, very important, okay? Students, require students. Those are the hedging words or the main words or the key words in the question stem because the passage, the text may speak about students, teachers, and nurses, doctors, different people. But you have to concentrate on what students are required to do. So coming to the options, option A, perform in the presence of a billing physician. Second, document services accorded in the medical record. Option C, record significant decision-making exercises involved. So you don't have a synonym there. So we'll go to the text and find out if there is a synonym of requires. Just glance through. Shout out or type in which line. In the YouTube comment space, you can say fourth line, third line, sixth line.
Third line, Father.
Must be
Must. Must
In the
be
third line.
performed. Must be performed. Must is the modal verb, which is the synonym of. That's why I'll be teaching you if you are beginners. Others know you have to keep a diary of synonyms. Unless you know the synonyms, you will be finding it challenging. Now, requires means it's a synonym of must. So, other thing I said, ignore the subject complement that I'll be teaching you to the beginners. Ignore the subject complements means within the brackets, these are not at all necessary. You can just ignore, don't read it. Okay, that's not important for the answer. Now, this first sentence is known as the topic sentence. Just read the first sentence by yourself. Any contribution and participation of a student, it is student, to the performance of a billable service must be performed in the physical presence of a teaching physician, or there is some other option. So this is the first part of the topic sentence, first sentence. Do you have a similarity with any of the options?
Option A. A,
Yeah,
Father.
must be performed. Students must perform in the presence of a billing
physician.
physician. Do you need to read anything else in the paragraph?
No, Father.
No. But then you should understand the difference. Now you see, coming to here, students, see here there is one more modal verb. Speaks about students, but the modal verb used is? This is speaking. This sentence again speaks about students may.
It's a possibility.
Possibility.
Students may document services in the medical record. So, is it similar to any of the options?
B.
Second
B,
option,
Father.
document
Option
services according to the, most of the students will choose this. Students may document services in the medical record. Direct answer. Students are required to document services in the medical record. It's very straight answer, right?
Yes, Father.
Then the first one, this is very straight answer. Document services in the medical record. Document services accorded in the medical record. But why that's not the answer? Because of the modal verb.
Modal verb.
Modal verb may.
Yeah. So that
Possibility.
says that's not the answer. Next comes the teaching physician must. There is a must here. Why not this
Yes.
is the answer?
Because they are talking about
Talking
teaching.
about physicians.
Yeah.
Physicians, not the students.
They are
Students.
speaking
Students are
about teaching physician.
Teaching
What
physician.
teaching physician must do. Okay? Not the student. So whatever comes next is about teaching physician. You see? The teaching physician must. Again repeated. Okay? How beautiful it is. So this portion is not at all needed for you. Even if you go in detail, that's unnecessary because that doesn't speak about students. That's why I said you should be able to identify the hedging word, keywords in the question stem and answer options. And here you need not even read anything of this other than this one. The first part of the topic sentence itself contains the answer. We'll be going in detail into it because you need to understand. Okay, that's why I said I'll teach you patience today. I had the patience to do all these things. So now you will learn the patience. Okay, type in if you are happy with the patience, type in patience. Yeah, in the comment space. Hello.
Yes, Father.
Yes, type in the comment space. You put your comment space. Zoom comment chat I can't see. Okay, because I'm sharing the screen. Type in yes, patience. Yes, come on. Yes. Now you know this I have already explained. The students must be performed in the physical presence of a teaching physician. So the first option, that's very clear. Second part of this paragraph speaks about teaching physicians. We are not at all concerned about teaching physicians because we are speaking about students. Now let's check here. See the modal verb. First, the question stem speaks the evaluation and management exercise requires students to do something, and perform in the presence of a billing physician, must be performed in the physical presence of a teaching physician. The paraphrasing. So this is the topic sentence, must is the modal verb used in the topic sentence. The second one, document services according in the medical record. Students may document. It's about students, but it speaks about may. It's not obligatory. It's not must. So that is not the answer. Third one, record significant decision-making exercises involved. See, it speaks. The teaching physician must record medical decision-making. All those things are written here. But that is about teaching physician. So we are not concerned about option C. That's also not right. Now, hedging words, concept-based keywords, differentiating keywords. Now, requires to. Students requires to do what? Requires to do something. Okay? Requires to do one of these things. What is given in option A, option B, or option C? And who has to do it? This is important. What is to be done? What is the requirement? What is the obligation? What is mandatory? And who has to do it? What and who is important? Who has to do it? Question speaks about students. Question stem speaks about students. Text speaks about students and teaching physician. We are concerned only about students. Yeah, let's check again. Requires to do what? Something given in one of the options A or B or C. And who has to do it? Now, first portion speaks about student. Second portion speaks about teaching physician. So we are not at all bothered about the first portion. We are bothered about the first portion. In the first portion, there are two things students are supposed to do. One is must, one is may. If you want, you do, otherwise don't do. But the question speaks about mandatory thing. So we are not even concerned about the second part of the first part. Okay? We are concerned only about the topic sentence. Then teaching physician, they have to do two things. Must, both are must. But it's done by teaching physicians. Our concern is students. Do you get me? And this is followed in so many questions. If you understand this well, write it down. See how many PPT slides I have made. It takes a lot of time, but I want to teach you patience. Don't take more than one question a day if you don't have more than 3 hours for practice. This one paragraph, one text requires at least for the beginners, you require at least 3 to 4 hours to understand, to identify, to go deep into the hedging words, the meaning, paraphrase, write in your own way, or translate into your mother tongue. Okay, the next one, if you have gone through, others will know, there's a video about elimination method. Elimination method. I'm not going to explain it here. Maybe Helen can inform Soumya to post it today after the session. Elimination method, you watch it and easily you can understand how to eliminate. Among these, there are 7 principles of elimination, which I have explained in that. Today, we will be taking up just 2, okay? Now, we spoke about scale. Now, I'm not explaining scale, okay? I just want to teach you what are absolutes, because in the elimination method, first one is eliminate the absolute. If there is a absolute expression in one of the options A, B, or C, you can immediately eliminate. Don't look for anything, eliminate it. Okay. So just to tell you what are absolutes, I am just hinting at scale. Scale means all, most, many, a few or some, and few. Now, what are the absolutes here? Extreme poles are the absolutes. All is absolute. If the word all appears in any of the options, A, option B, option C, any of the options, immediately you can eliminate that option. Out of 3, if you eliminate 1, you have only 2. And if you have something called only or few, few means negative, nothing. If you have any synonyms of all or few, you can eliminate that option as well. Okay. This is just the scale, same scale. Don't worry. All means 100. Approximately, we are saying all means 100 is correct, but then most means it can be anything. 80, 85, 90, 95, something of that. Most means you know the meaning. Majority means anything above 50, and minority means anything below 50%. A few means some, 1 plus anything, 2, 3. Few means 0. So this all and this 0, few, a few means some. Few means without article, it's negative. So these are absolutes. Don't worry, other things we will be teaching you later. Now let's take this one question. Okay, this authentic material. Just see what are the hedging words in the question stem. Just glance and tell me. When seeking consent for a post-mortem examination, it is necessary. See? Necessary. Necessary. What means what? Must. Mandatory. Obligatory. Give a valid reason for conducting it. Conducting the postmortem. Give a valid reason for conducting it. Allow all relatives the opportunity to decline it. Is there anything special?
Absolute.
Yeah, all is absolute. So immediately, don't believe me what I say, okay? Only from your practice, you have to confirm. Immediately, I say when there is an absolute, you have to eliminate that particular option. I have eliminated, we'll check it up. Now again, Only raise the subject after
Absolute,
death
Father.
has
Only.
occurred.
Only.
Only
Only.
is absolute. So what is it? The principle of elimination says, and Father Saleen, Buddhu Saleen says, you can eliminate, but don't believe me, okay? Don't believe me. You have to believe only after confirming, practicing many materials. And when you understand, oh, that was wrong, this was wrong, every time it should be eliminated. Now, do you need to read anything?
No, Father.
No,
No,
I
Father.
know. You won't say no because you don't believe me. Don't believe me. That's what I recommend, because you have to believe only after practice when you confirm it. But then I tell you, once you are competent, you don't even require 6 questions can be done within 3 minutes. You don't require 10 minutes or 12 minutes, because you don't require to read everything. If you understand the question statement, this one. Now let's come to this. Just read by yourself, or somebody wants to read it loud in the Zoom, you can do it as well.
Yes, Father. Post-mortem consent. A senior member of the clinical team, preferably the consultant in charge of the care, should raise the possibility of a post-mortem examination with the most appropriate person to give consent.
Yeah, wait. This is the topic sentence. And I always say topic sentence is very important. Now you see, I want to give you one more thing. I am not a health professional, so I may not understand. But you being a health professional, without the absolute, do you understand these options are wrong? For example, before post-mortem, allow all relatives the opportunity to decline it.
No,
A patient is
Father.
a patient is admitted in your hospital, and one of their relative in the UK, another relative in Germany, another relative in the US, another in Kerala, one more in Delhi, and you have to connect everybody, all the relatives, take the family tree, and all the relatives must decline it. Is it feasible or practical in the common sense of a health professional?
No,
No,
Father, not
Father.
possible.
So even if there is no absolute all, you understand that is the absurd statement. Any health professional can understand. And only raise the subject after death has occurred. Postmortem, don't speak anything about postmortem before the death has occurred. But the patient has donated her kidneys or eyes or organs. Do you need to plan the things in advance?
Yes, Father.
Yeah, that's also common sense. So you can't say only raise the subject after death has occurred. No, when death is guaranteed, then it's sure, death is confirmed by the doctor, you can plan. You have to plan sometimes in advance, especially when there is an organ donation issue involved. Now you see, a senior member of the clinical team, when seeking consent for a postmortem examination, it is necessary to, preferably the consultant, you have to, whatever comes between, this is additional information, complement, you can just ignore, okay? So you can read without that. As senior member of the clinical team should raise the possibility of a post-mortem examination with the most appropriate person to give consent. Opposite of what? All relatives. The topic sentence itself says not all relatives, with the most appropriate person. Maybe if the husband is the patient, you have to consult with the wife or someone. Most immediate appropriate person to give consent, not all the relatives. So it's just against the second option. Continue. Yeah, you can continue reading. One was reading.
The person consenting will need an explanation of the reasons for the post-mortem examination and what it hopes to achieve.
Reasons, do you have, one sec. Reasons, do you have a synonym anywhere?
Yes, Father. First line, valid reason.
Valid reason, yeah.
Reason.
So the sentence says, the person consenting will need an explanation of the reasons for the postmortem examination, and that it is necessary to give a valid reason for conducting the postmortem. That is a paraphrasing. That's it. Paraphrasing, correct? You have to write down this option, A option, and this sentence. in your notebook. That's how you become competent in paraphrasing. Different ways of paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means putting the same, communicating the same message using different expressions, different words, different phrases. Okay, meaning will not change. Yes, continue.
The first approach should be made as soon as it is apparent that a post-mortem examination may be desirable, as there is no need to wait until the patient has died.
Yeah, there is no need to wait until the patient has died. Connected to any options? Only raise the subject after death has occurred. This is just opposite. Third option is opposite of what is said in the paragraph. Now we are just going into detail. You have to practice all this way. As I said in the initial stages, your score and time factor is not at all significant. Don't worry at all. Because if you are doing one question a day, what score you can get? Only one score, right? Don't worry about score. Dig deep into it. Actually, are you confirmed now? First one is the option.
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father.
Right option. A is the right option, and we selected it as soon as we read the options. We selected it, right? Other two were eliminated. For the first principle of elimination method, that is, if you have an absolute expression in any of the options, answer options, eliminate them. Because medical profession, in medical setting, you cannot have absolute things. Nothing is absolute or completely concluded. Everything is relative. Everything, all the treatments depends on the patient. Can you have the same treatment to all the patients in the same manner? No, one will be allergic to one medicine, one will be diabetic, one will be having BP. There are different criteria. So it's all related. So in the medical profession statements, expressions are almost all the time related. You cannot have absolute statements. You cannot say, if they say all the nurses should wear mask all throughout the duty time. Impossible. Okay? There are certain exceptions for everything. Okay? Hope that is clear. So this is it. Yeah. Person consenting will. Yes. Not to wait until death. Okay. Now come on. Sorry. One sec. 2 minutes. Yes. The manual informs us the blood pressure monitor. What is the hedging word?
Blood pressure monitor.
Blood pressure monitor speaks about a device, okay? And is likely to interfere with the operation of other medical equipment. Blood pressure monitor may not work correctly in close proximity to some other devices. Should be considered, blood pressure monitor should be considered. You have to read this way, okay? In the initial stages, read the question stem. Along with that, read each option. Okay, right? The manual informs us that the blood pressure monitor is likely to interfere with the operation of other medical equipment. Second option, the manual informs us that the blood pressure monitor may not work correctly in close proximity to some other devices. Third option, the manual informs us that the blood pressure monitor should be considered safe to use in all hospital environments. Do you have something there?
All.
Absolute,
Father.
Our favorite all happens here. This is authentic material, okay? And immediately I have eliminated it, but you don't believe me. You have to find out and get confirmed, okay? So that is gone. Now we have only two options, okay? Now manual informs. Manual informs. There is no compulsory thing. Informs means I'm informing you today there will be a lot of traffic jam. I did not tell you not to go, not to do anything, not to travel. I just informed you, right? So informing is Not mandatory or anything like that. Later you will come to know which is the option. I don't want to tell you now. Okay, because we are not doing with all the strategies. There are particular other strategies tells you exactly which one is the option. Okay, that we'll learn later in another session. Okay, now all hospital environments should be considered safe to use in all hospital environments. You can use even inside the operation theater, ICU, everywhere. Okay, yes. Now blood pressure monitor may not work correctly in close proximity to some other device, should be considered. So absolute here. Okay, we will come back to that. This only just for your understanding. Okay, blood pressure. We are not dealing with all the details. We are just trying to bring in some particular clue. Now the heading is electromagnetic compatibility of what? Compatibility of blood pressure monitor.
Sure.
Okay, so proximity. There should be a monitor within 7 meters of our cell phones, other devices generating strong signal electronic fields. This medical device conforms to this particular norm for both immunity and emissions. Nevertheless, this medical device, which a medical device? Blood pressure monitor should be taken to avoid the use of the monitor within 7 meters of cell phones or other devices. Okay, cell phones or other device compatibility. Topic sentence says, with the increased use of portable electronic devices, medical equipment may be susceptible to electromagnetic interference. Okay. See the answer option now. Cause and effect we don't want to deal with now. We'll tell you later. I will take it to something else. The proximity, the text was saying within 7 meters, within cell phones or the other devices within 7 meters. Now the thing is, here this one speaks about blood pressure monitor is likely to interfere with the operation of other medical equipment. We are not saying blood pressure monitor will interfere, but other devices will interfere with blood pressure monitor. You will not be able to use the blood pressure monitor when there are so many cell phones active in close proximity or near the blood pressure monitor. Okay, so this is speaking your blood pressure monitor disturbing cell phones. Okay, there are some patients party brought some cell phones, and the problem complaint is that your blood pressure monitor is disturbing our cell phones. Can it happen? And your blood pressure monitor is thrown to dustbin because it's interfering with cell phones of the patient or patient party. Will that happen? No. The manual informs us that the blood pressure monitor is in trouble because of other electronic devices in the close proximity or nearby. Okay. That's it as of now. Okay. So ultimately, the message I want to give you is this. You have to spend a lot of time in understanding the question statement. Question statement. Identify the hedging words. Try to understand if there is some connection. And definitely not less than 40% of the questions you can answer without reading the text once you are competent with the strategies. Now, what all things we looked into today? Just type in the comment space how to identify the hedging word
Hedging
in the
word,
question statement and answer options. Then
Modal verb.
yeah, modal verbs. Importance of modal verbs. How the modal verbs help you to locate the answer. Then
Absolute.
Absolutes.
absolutes. Yeah, a first principle among 7 principles of elimination. If you have any absolutes in any of the options, immediately you can eliminate that particular option. Then
Synonymous
Synonyms
language.
we have to search.
Yeah, synonyms, synonymous language, and paraphrasing. You need to keep a diary of synonyms and synonymous language and paraphrasing. You have to write down. Don't take a list. People will request, could you give us a list of synonyms? That will not be useful at all. You write down the synonyms, synonymous expressions, and paraphrasing that you come across when you practice. That's more than enough. That will help you to understand or give you the real competence to get into it. Do you have any concerns or do you want to visit any of the slides? In all the sessions, you can just jot down the title or the number of the slide or some clue. If you want to revisit, after my explanation, we will have time to revisit the slides. That's the second step in the live sessions. And third stage will be open discussions. You can ask, you can counter, you can say, Buddhu, you are not right. Or you can challenge me or do anything that you want. Okay? And again, I say, don't believe me, okay? Only find out from your practice and experience. Do you want to? Yes. My learning to experience, how to identify hedging words, absolute and so, oh, great, yes. Question and answer choices, model, yes.
Excuse me, Father.
Please.
In YouTube, one question was there. Just how can we understand gist-based questions?
Don't go to college before we complete our primary school and high school. We'll be teaching you each question. Now, today I taught you modal verb based question. Okay. Then next day I'll be teaching another. But then before that, you have to practice. Probably if I find time, free time, I'll send you some questions with the same criteria. So you should be able to work it out. Exactly like I did. How many slides did I prepare for that one particular question? Let me check. Okay. It starts, yeah, from here. Now from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slides I have prepared for one question. So you should be able to write down at least. If you can't prepare slides, write down. So I'll stop sharing. Don't run away. You can ask clarifications if you have any concerns. Okay, gist-based questions will be definitely explained like this in detail and we will practice. Okay, don't worry about it. If you have any other concerns, you can ask. Even if it is not a relevant question, we will get. Yeah.
Father, I'm Jyoti and I have 2 questions, Father.
Yes, please. Sorry.
Synonym, Father?
I didn't hear you.
Father, this modal verb must is there, no, Father, and should.
Yes. Yes.
Is it a synonym or is different, Father?
No. Should, I said should is used for advice, suggestion, recommendation. For example, doctor tells you, Jyoti, come on, you should drink at least 3 liters of water every day. If you don't drink, one day you drank 50 ml less, will the doctor punish you or scold you?
No, Father.
It's a suggestion, advice, recommendation, no penalty. But you must follow traffic rules. If you don't follow, you'll get bills, tickets. Okay? You'll have penalty because that is mandatory, obligatory. If you tell somebody you should wear your uniform when you are on duty, and if you come without uniform and come with jeans, you cannot be penalized. You have to wear, you ought to wear, you must wear, then you can be penalized. Should is suggestion, advice, recommendation. Must means mandatory, obligatory. No excuse.
Okay. And one more question is billing and teaching, is it synonym, Father?
Yeah,
In
that
one
is
slide.
that whole phrase together was synonymous. If you ask me, billing and teaching is same. In English, it is not. They are not same. But in that context, those expressions, billing, teachers, and teachers, billing, they are same.
Okay.
Okay, they are synonymous, called as synonymous. Synonyms means one different words giving one meaning. Synonymous means synonymous language means a group of words and another group of words, but meaning is same. Paraphrasing means a sentence written or communicated using different words in a different way. Okay, the whole sentence will be paraphrased in a different way, but the meaning are same in all these three instances. Meaning same. If you are competent in synonyms and synonymous language, paraphrasing is very cool, easy for you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father.
Welcome. And sometimes that is in the later session, a caution I am giving you, when should is used with some other very mandatory of expressions, that can become must. Those are exceptions. Don't worry now at this stage. You don't have such expressions in your materials. Maybe somewhere, not always. And also regarding absolutes, mind me, when not all the nurses are supposed to wear mask is not absolute. Not all the nurses meaning is some nurses are
Some nurses
supposed,
can wear the
some nurses have to wear. So some is not absolute. Don't look only for the word, but the meaning also should be looked into. Do you get me? The word should mean absolute. The option should mean absolute. Not all means some or many or majority will have to wear. But then not all means all must wear or means it's absolute. Now all relatives need not be informed before postmortem concerned. Okay? But then not all relatives are, it's not necessary to inform all the relatives. It's not necessary to inform all the relatives means you need not inform all the relatives, only the required person. Got it? So that will not be the same meaning. All and not all are not same. So beware of negative expressions, which we'll be dealing in detail later. In YouTube, admins, if there is any question, let me know. For Ruxana, I didn't get your message. Or father, for every patient, not must. I didn't understand. You are asking father for every patient, not must. Father today learned about hedging words. Okay. Thank you so much, father. You are okay. Okay. So if there is should in question, so need search answers after model word or synonyms language. Yes, you are right. CB Thomas, you are right. But I don't know how to join live session. You are in the live session, Punita, but only YouTube. If you have to come to Zoom live, you should be able to on your video and attend the session. For example, you can't do some other work when you're in the Zoom because it disturbs the sessions. And also you have to mention, as the link is published, now we have published already 3 links of upcoming sessions. This is the one, second one on Saturday 4:30, third one next Monday 4:30 Indian time. So you have to just click on that link and mention in the comment space I am willing to join Zoom live session. Okay. Then your name will be collected by the volunteers and admins, and they will admit you, because we have limited slots in the Zoom classroom. Okay. Hope I did answer you. Now, if you want to attend live Zoom sessions of Saturday and Monday, go now, because first come, first served. Go immediately after this session, click on those links and mention in the comment space, I would like to join at live Zoom classroom or live Zoom session. Mention anything. I would like to join Zoom. That's cool. Then your names will be taken for Zoom. First come, first served. Okay. Any other questions? Please give examples for few and a few. Okay. There's a concern. Few and a few examples. There are few students in the classroom means there are no students in the classroom, not even a single student. There are few students in the classroom means there are no students, not even a single one student, no students at all. If you say there are a few students in the classroom means there are some students, a few of them, a few. The article a should be there. Or example, I'm asking you, where do you have the water source? Do you have water in your well? There is little water in the well, means there is no water in the well. There is a little water in the well, means there is some water. Not very sufficient for our daily use, but there is some water. There is a little water. There is little water means no water. Few means zero, no. A few. Add the article a few means some. Did I make sense? Examples. That was a concern from YouTube comment space. Yeah. Some examples of not all. I have already given, right? Not all nurses are supposed to wear or something like that. When it will be YouTube? Abir Ismail, what do you mean? It's available in the YouTube from now onwards. Okay, the session is available if you're asking me that. Further, please send us material for practice. Yeah, definitely materials are posted every day in the evening. I think it's since now there is no discussion, it's at 6 o'clock something, right? Material is posted every day by the chief admin for the practice. We are not posting. And if you need additional material, you can just go to the EduSkills application or the file segment of the Telegram group. You have to just click on the title of the Telegram group. Then you will find videos, files. Click on the file segment. You find enough and more materials. Okay, plenty of materials, unlimited. You can download any of those materials and practice. All those materials are authentic materials. But always I suggest patience. Take only what we post. We are posting these days 6 texts, B part. And I suggested you can practice only 1. Now we have 6 fold to practice. If you can practice those 6 questions of B part in a day, that's more than enough for your competence. Don't worry about score. We are not asking what is your score. We are just concerned, do you get the strategies, clues, tips? Okay. Yes. Any other concerns?
Father, one more question, Father Jyoti.
Yeah. Okay.
Father, in the last slide, there was the device may not come in proximity. May not is a possibility, Father? Is it possibility?
Yeah. May not work. It's a possibility. Yeah. May not work. May work. May not work. That's a thing, no? Even if there is some cell phone close by, your blood pressure monitor may work, but sometimes it will disturb. It will disturb, right? It will be disturbed. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. And one more, Jackson Mini, how to identify question statement, hedging word, modal verbs, absolute, first principle of elimination method, synonyms, synonym. That's what I was teaching you, right? How to identify question statement. Question statement is the first line usually.
Sir wrote
Okay.
that learnings.
Please. Question statement means normally question stem we call the first line of the question, and the other three options are called answer options. Okay. Hedging words we have already seen. We will practice. You have to practice with these, and there are so many videos uploaded. Part B videos, so many of them, previous sessions uploaded. You can watch them as well. They are being posted along with the task every day. There I have explained in detail how to identify the hedging words, and that's what I explained today with many of the questions, right? Yeah. And if you don't understand, again, you can send the concerns. Again, you see, if you don't have concerns, I don't take sessions. When you practice, if you post the concerns, I take us. Otherwise, I presume that you have understood everything. Why should I again take sessions? Okay, it all depends. Now, somebody has sent me there are repeated concerns about hedging words. So I took that concern. That was the main syllabus for my topic today. So your mistakes, your difficulties, your challenges, your problems are my syllabus for the next session. So if you have no difficulty, no concern, no challenges, no problems, no class. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Father. You and Elimination. Thank you so much. Oh, God bless you. Yes, you're welcome. Facing how to find the answer. How to find the answer, Sumaya? We are not worried about answer or score. We are worried about the strategies. First, you have to become competent in the strategies, how to analyze the paragraph, because they are not looking for scores. They are assessing your skills. Okay, you will gain it automatically. You will gain if you follow the instructions. Okay, don't be greedy. Don't go and do every material and say, oh, this, that, I did not understand. Do exactly what we say. And when you do the daily task, let's know what are your concerns. At 12 to 1 in the main platform, Mentor's hour is there, my hour. You can ask me anything at that point of time. Okay, you can post your concerns. At YouTube comment space, you can post your concerns. Because otherwise, I can't scroll thousands of messages and identify and find out who has what concern. Either during Mentor's hour or in the YouTube, I can just straight away find your concerns, and or the admins or volunteers will find the concerns and give me. Next class, Father. Next class is on Saturday, 4:30 Indian time. All the times we mentioned at EduSkills is IST, Indian Standard Time. You have to convert, and also you can post when you have converted. If you are UK, just say for Indian 4:30 time is what time at UK. Just post it, because someone who is struggling to find the time, confused newcomer to UK, will be assisted. From every country you can mention. There are some OET aspirants from 36 countries in the platform. So you can just mention what is your time in Ghana, Nigeria, Kuwait, Abu Dhabi, Gulf, or some other countries in the Gulf, or in Pakistan, or in America, UK, different countries, yeah. New Zealand, Ireland, there are students from all these countries. So you can mention in the Telegram group what is the equivalent timing. That's how you help each other and empower each other and grow together. Next session, I said Saturday, 4:30, and coming Monday, 4:30. Normally, if there are no issues, technical issues, other day I had to postpone because there was no power the whole day. There was maintenance. If there are no technical issues or some emergencies, every Monday, 4:30 is called Mentor's Day. Monday with Mentor. So that will be there, and additional sessions will be there depending on your concerns and need. If the baby doesn't cry, mommy will not feed. Okay, so we need to cry. If we are in your class, feels everything is fine and easy, but after going for a practice, I have a lot of doubt. Yeah, doubt is the beginning, genesis of wisdom. If you have no doubt, you will never improve. You will never become competent. You have doubt because you are understanding something. Otherwise, some people have written 8 times, 10 times. They never had a doubt when they practiced. They were having a practice. Now you'll have a lot of doubts. There is a signal that you are practicing well. And those doubts you have to post at Mentors or YouTube comment space. where the admins and volunteers will collect and bring to my notice, or I will myself go through and find it out, then I will be addressing your doubts. And don't think, as I explained, it will be immediately easy. It's like like skill, as I tell you, like driving, swimming. These are the skills. So reading skill is a skill. If I teach you about driving, this is clutch, this is brake, and this is accelerator, and this is first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth, and fifth. You understand everything, but can you drive? No, you don't have a skill. So gradually you have to practice, slowly. Or if I tell you swimming, you have to do like this with the hands and move with the legs and put you in the deep waters. Can you swim? When I say it looks easy, but you have to practice. Only by practice, consistent practice, now what you get is knowledge. What I impart is knowledge. No one can impart skill. I am giving you knowledge. Once you do consistent practice, that knowledge will become skill. Okay, you can post all your concerns in the YouTube comment space and at Mentors Hour. Okay. God bless you. That's it. 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Welcome. You're
Thank
most
you,
welcome.
Father.
Yes.
Thank you,
Go to
sir.
the, go to the main platform and share your at least one small learning, okay? So that others, thousands of them who are waiting, could not attend the sessions will benefit. Thank you.